Thanks. I was so concerned about all the other tech that I forgot to push the See Chuck Gilmore button. So how are you? So next time what I'll do is I'll just start earlier and sit here and wait until I get the little link that says you can start your program now. And I guess that's what I'm going to have to do. So I did 35 of these without any issues, and I've been doing the same thing I've been doing for the last 35 times. And I think today is 36 to 37. I forgot to number it. Anyway, nice to see you guys. The topic today is how to sing high notes soft. And that's a question I got from one of the subscribers that I have. And so I thought that would be something interesting that we could talk about, and then we could do a Q&A. I believe today I don't have unlimited time, but we can go a little bit later as a result of my being late. So, okay. So this is a very tough question to ask. And so what I'll do is I'll talk a little while. I'll talk about singing high notes. I'll tell you right now, something is really funky with my voice today, and it was last night too. I actually had a show, and I'm doing 1776 at my theater that's close here. And while I was doing my speaking part, it was rough. I mean, I had to clear my voice a whole lot, and fortunately, the song went fine. And then today, it's just been rugged. So I don't know what you guys do that play instruments. Altig, I know you're a guitarist. It's interesting. When you get up in the morning and you turn your guitar on, or I'm guessing it's probably, if you have an acoustic, then you don't have to turn it on, but you strum it. Wouldn't it be something if it just like it had like congestion, or it had an allergy today and it wasn't going to play very well? The voice is so, it seems like sometimes it just seems like you just have no control over what it's going to sound like that day. So I might have a little trouble today. I don't know. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Altug, great to see you. Alak, Joe, Mike, very nice to see everyone here. Thank you for joining me. It's a small group today. I don't blame you. And thank you for those who hung around long enough. Yeah, I really sometimes wish that the voice was more like a real, like a guitar or a trumpet. You just put it together and start blowing and it works. But anyway, Sam, hello. Nice to have you with us today. So, and Spike, great to have you. Thank you for joining me today. Officially Amber, Riley, awesome. Well, we've got I appreciate it very much. And thank you for your patience. Okay, so how do you sing high notes soft? I can remember taking a lesson many, many years ago from one of my teachers. And he said, when you really get good, you can, it's one thing to sing a high note loud, and I can't remember what I was singing, but so he said, but what's really great is if you can go loud to soft, and then back to loud again. Or vice versa, soft to loud to back to soft again. And of course I couldn't do it. I could just sing loud. So now, excuse me. Now I'm trying to, on a not a great voice day, trying to do something kind of hard. Let me see if I can do either one. I'll start soft and go loud and see what happens. This is the F sharp. This is the top of the men's first bridge. See, there was a little bit of give out right at the very end there. It wasn't a complete disconnect. but a little bit of something on my chord that kind of clicked when I, a little bit of congestion. See if I can do it again. When I soften up, there's still a little bit of a give. I'll see if I can do it a little less quick so that there's a more legato. Airflow makes a difference. So if I keep a kind of a consistent airflow moving, I can avoid the little, that little click, that little road bump feeling. Again, I don't think it's a complete disconnect, but it's the interruption in the tone quality, which you don't really want. So how do I do that? First of all, we're talking about doing it in the bridge. I think it's easier when you're below your bridge. If I were singing it at a B below middle C, for example, although that's kind of in my because I bridge in a lower category because I'm pretty much a bass. But if I said ma 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 ma, that's pretty easy. But to do it in your bridge or in the head voice, so if I did it on the G, which is head voice, or the A flat, ma 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 ma. Without having it disconnect, is pretty challenging. So I'm going to describe it, what I think are some of the steps to learning how to do that. And I don't really know of any other way. And I'm going to be talking about in the bridge or above the bridge in your head voice, because that's where it's really challenging. I think down in chest, you just practice going from loud to soft or soft to loud, because it's all in the same coordination, right? It's all in chest, and all the resonance is down in chest. But when you've got to deal with that split resonance, where maybe some of the resonance is in your mouth and some's in your head, in that mix area, or it's all up in your head, then that's where the real challenge comes in. So step number one, learn to bridge. And that's not a cop-out. I really believe that if you're going to do it correctly, if you're going to be able to do it, you've got to learn how to bridge. And because if you're just pulling chest high and you try and go soft, it's really, really hard to do that. I don't want to try it because I don't want to hurt my voice. But so step number one is we've got to learn how to get through the bridge of the voice. For us guys, E, F, F sharp above middle C. For the ladies, A, B flat, B, C, C sharp, you're pretty much all the way through. D, you're absolutely all the way through, and now you're in kind of your middle. Now your bridge starts, a second bridge starts, ladies, for the E, F, F sharp above high C. So in order to be able to do those things in your head voice or in the bridge, you've got to be able to bridge. By that I mean, and most of you are probably aware of what we do here, that is when we get to the bridges, those that I just mentioned, no, 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 no. That's the bridge. No, 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 no. That's the G, and you're pretty much through, guys. And so, ladies, it'll be no, 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 no. A, B flat, B, C, C sharp. So you've got to be able to do that. You'll be able to get through there on all the different vowels without it cracking or breaking. If you can't do that, then it's going to be very, very difficult to sing there loud to soft and soft to loud, or into your head voice, loud to soft, soft to loud. So that's why bridging is so very, very vital. It just opens up so many other things. Now, the reason why I couldn't do it yet is just I just didn't have the balance. I didn't have the coordination. It takes a while to kind of find your footing. And I would really say probably it's just been within the last 6 years or so that I've really been able to do this. And 2011, so you know, it took me a number of years. So I would try not to get too frustrated. But so the exercises that you have to do is you have to do them in the bridge. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. A flat. No, 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 no. And I could keep going, but ladies, this is the beginning of your bridge then. Start here on the A. No, 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 no. Now, you'll notice that I start out with a narrow vowel like nu, oo, and go to a more open vowel, o. But what I don't do, I don't say nu, 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 no, no, no. You can hear that the no opens up beyond where the nu put it. So the more open vowel really splatted and went very broad, and it changed the vowel. It changed the no, no, no to na, na, na. And when that happens, the larynx comes up, the resonance drops down into the mouth, and everything becomes pulled chest at that point. And so in order to train yourself to be able to do that a high note softly, you have to keep the second vowel, the more open vowel, in the more narrow place. Let me show you again. If let's just say I do nu, na, it's even more open. Nu, 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 nu. I didn't say nu, 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 na, na, na. Or nu, na. Nu, 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 na, 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 na. I didn't say nu, 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 na, na, na. So this is a really very important skill, fundamental to bridging and fundamental to being able to sing soft notes, high notes soft. Nu, 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 na, 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 na. So you've got to keep those more open vowels in the more narrow place that where the nu was. Now, if you can do that, once you learn how to do that, and this is exactly what I just showed you is the way you develop that. On a harder one, I think it's harder, is to say gi gay. So gi 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 gay 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 gi 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 gay 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 gay. The tendency is to say gi gay and have it splat and fall out of that more narrow place that the gi put it. So the principle is to keep the more open vowel in the more narrow place, and once you can do that sustain or that repeat, then you move to the sustain. And that's the next step in order to be able to move to singing the high note softly. Once you can sustain that and keep that more open vowel in the more narrow place, then you can start to play around with the volumes. Ni, nu. Do it on nu, no again. Nu, 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 nu. See, it's even today. It's hard for me to do that. No, 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 no. So so the next step is go to do the nu no on the sustain. Do it loud, and then just you have to practice going in and more crescendo and then decrescendo. Nu, and you can do that on the repeat too. Nu 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 no 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 no. Again, keeping that second vowel in the more open place. Nu 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 no 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 no. Now, this is not falsetto. For those of you who may be new, falsetto is a disconnected tone. And let me just play with that for a second. I'll do this in falsetto and see what happens. No, 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 no. So it's a little harder for me. I can go soft in falsetto, but it's hard for me to lean into it and have the, because my vocal cords won't come together in falsetto. Now I can get a bigger falsetto-y sound. But to have kind of like a head voice sound connected, no, is a lot different than no, because see, the falsetto doesn't blend back down in the chest, so you can't go lower without reconnecting. So that's why I don't recommend falsetto, because it doesn't give you much flexibility. You can't really press into it because the vocal cords won't come together, and you can't blend back down into your chest voice. So, okay, let me address any questions that you guys might have here and about what we're talking about here. Let me add one other thing. In order to really get to that first place, that narrow vowel, it needs to be rather, I would say you want to start softly. And maybe even on that goo. Goo, 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 goo. Now, the reason why you want it soft and you want some vibrato in it, I think. Goo, 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 is so there's just plenty of release. There's no extrinsic muscles squeezing it. And that's going to set me up for success when I try and go from soft to loud back to soft again. And so once I get that goo down, now you notice I didn't say goo, 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 goo. I said goo, 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 goo. It's very released, very kind of a hooty sound. It's not falsetto, it's just a light head voice with no squeeze, no tension on it, no extrinsic muscles. And so I should have probably put that in there as one of the first steps. If you've got a little squeeze or a little pinch on it, it's really hard to get a real clean decrescendo or crescendo in that louder or softer feel. So you really want to come from a real light, released position. Goo, 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 ma, 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 ma. In order for that to set up for success. All right. Now, you guys are probably having conversations that I don't know anything about here. Okay, I hope you're able to hear. Someone said they couldn't hear anything. It's okay now. All right. 13 MMA. Can anyone learn to sing? No. There are some people who are tone deaf. A very small percent of the population. A lot of people just say they're tone deaf, but they're really not. They can hear the pitch, they can hear the direction of the pitch. But I think for some people that have this is congenital, they're born with it. There's some issue with their hearing, connection to the voice. I mentioned it in a past video. I can't remember the name of the condition now. One of you probably can. I think it's very, very difficult for a person that truly has a congenital condition that's also called tone deafness. But for 98% of the population, yes, I think anybody can learn to sing. Now, I will say this: there are some people that it's hard for them to match the pitch at first for whatever reason. They haven't done a lot of music. They haven't sung a lot when they were little kids. There wasn't any instruments or any music playing in their home, and so it's just hard for them at first for their voice to match the pitch. And so it might take some years, literally years, before they're even on pitch. It's possible. I've got a couple students right now who've made. One young man in Montana a year ago really struggled with pitch, and he's doing so well, so much improvement that I think it's terrific. And so that's just showing me, and I have another individual who I'm working with who this is a goal, and he's going at it very patiently. We've been going 3 or 4 months. He's gradually getting better and better. We have some setbacks, and then some weeks it's harder than others, but it's definitely seeing improvement, but it's slow going. And when you compare that to, a little 5-year-old, or I have a grandson that's 5 years old, and he can sing virtually perfect pitch. When he hears it on the radio, he matches it exactly. Where does that come from? And for some adults who come in, they have a hard time matching their voice to it's I have to point. No, you have to go down. I mean, there's that kind of a challenge. So the answer is yes. I think everybody can, with a few, very, very few exceptions, learn to sing. For some, they're going to have to work harder at it. For others, it's going to be a little bit easier because they have some natural facility of some sort that they just got for whatever reason. So Gino Angelo Jackson, I can't seem to get my high note to sound good. Have some delayed initiation. How do you make that connection? Well, I don't know. I can't answer your question exactly because I haven't heard, and I can only interpret from what you're saying, Gino, but I would start low. I would start down in my chest, so I get a connection. Mum, 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 mum. And then I would just go up. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Now that I'm up this high, if something happens, I haven't had a problem with connection, and all of a sudden I say, mum, 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 mum. Well, the problem isn't your high notes. The problem is the bridge. you haven't learned the bridge. So if you're able to do it down below, where it's pretty much all chest, but when you get up to the bridge, it disconnects. That means the larynx is rising, the larynx is coming up, the vocal cords are pulling apart, and you're breaking and cracking. And so the problem isn't the high notes, the problem is bridging. And so to answer quickly, I would go to the website powertosing.com, which is my associated website here with Power to Sing on YouTube. Take the power test on the front page. I'll show it to you later, maybe if we have time. And you get your vocal type, and then there are exercises to do, and that's going to teach you how to bridge. How much vocal warm-up is necessary? You know what I do when I have a solo to sing? I think this is, first of all, the answer is individual. I think it's different for different people. If I can give myself about 45 minutes or so, 30, 45, maybe even an hour, if I can warm up for about 15 minutes, maybe 20, I don't go any longer than that. In an hour, my voice is ready to go. And from what I understand, it takes some time after some exercise for the vocal cords to get the blood supply, to have the hydration, to everything to kind of prepare the vocal cords for now work for some singing. For me, it takes, I find about an hour. Now, if I try and warm up 15 minutes before I'm going to sing, it doesn't work for me. Even 30 minutes before I sing, it's not enough time. So I need 45 minutes to an hour, and then with 15 or 20 minute warm up, for me, it works. I'd be interested to see if anybody else has kind of figured out for them what's good for them. How much vocal warm up is necessary in one day? Well, if you're not performing, I think if you just did exercises every day for 20 to 30 minutes, you're probably fine. Just kind of it's like going on a walk, keep yourself kind of in fairly good condition. Seth Riggs, in his book Singing for the Stars, recommends that if your performance is going to last 30 minutes, you should practice 30 minutes. If you had a 2-hour gig and you're singing for 2 hours, you probably ought to practice about that long. Now, I don't know that you need to practice that long every day or 2 hours at a time, but at least, so when Seth Riggs was traveling with Michael Jackson on his Thriller tour, if I remember right, Seth said that he vocalized him at 12:30 in the afternoon, and I think they did like an hour or so 12:30 to 1:30, or maybe 45 minutes, something like that. And then later on in the day, around 5:30 or 6 or something like that, he did 30 minutes. And then right before Michael went on, I think they did a 15 to 20 minute. So you add that up, and that's pretty close to hour and a half, 2 hours of vocalizing. And I know that he kept Michael in health, and he kept him in tip-top shape while he was on that Thriller tour. Didn't miss a beat the whole time. So if you're going to sing 30 minutes, practice 30 minutes. If you're going to sing an hour or two, practice for an hour or two. And you could split that up during the day, but your total practice. For example, you might do exercises, and then you might do some of your songs, and then come back later and do a few more exercises and do the rest of your songs, something like that. But again, I think it's very, very individual. I think it kind of differs for different people. So I do a version of closed to open vowel with we, go, go, go. Having we as a single a starting point makes it easier for me. And I think that's okay. You're going from a more closed vowel, the E, to a more open vowel, the O, and that works. We, go, 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 go. As long as you don't say, we, go, go, go. Open it up beyond where the we put you. Good for you. That's great. Lower larynx equals high notes. I think that's true. Yeah, if the larynx goes up, then you have to pull the chest voice, and chest voice doesn't, it wears out, and it wears the audience out, and you can damage your voice. Applause, boo, let me see. You know, vocal warm-up is necessary after a vocal warm down. I don't do, you know, I don't warm down after like maybe just some vocal exercises. But I tell you where I personally, in my own experience, where I've warmed down, and I think this could apply to a gigging artist who is doing a lot of pop and pretty aggressive singing in the evenings or something like that. I think it's totally appropriate and a good idea to do some kind of hooty, heady exercises that are going to be more like a ooh or a anything that's more narrow, more closed, and that runs 1.5 scales from chest to head and back. I think that's a great warm down. You can do those 10, 15 minutes, and I think it's going to be a good way to end the day. I do that kind of thing if I'm playing a character part that has kind of it's kind of rough on the voice, like Captain Hook, or I've played Fagin in the past. Characters that when you're speaking, you're maybe doing a lot of extra things with your voice, like "Arr!" you know, or something like that. So that, you know, it's driving the larynx up the whole evening long, and you're a little bit raw at the end of the night. Something like that is very good to help rebalance the voice. Probably not great for the voice, you know, those character roles. So Matthew Barrett asks, when you sing from your diaphragm correctly, is it supposed to feel somewhat tense? Well, when you inhale, I would say no, there's no tension. And when you're exhaling, that is when you're using the air, I think if you're really jerking your stomach in, that's probably too much tension. But I do think that if you let this relax, and then that's going to fill up your lungs. It's going to pull air into your lungs, air in, and then if I like to think of it as a little string, a little gentle string, a string attached to my belly button. I'm just kind of pulling it in gently. I'm not. You know, the exception might be if I have a high note, I might pull a little bit more firmly. But generally speaking, it's more that the air, you know, that when the diaphragm starts to go up, your stomach starts to come back in. It's a pretty relaxed thing. So we really shouldn't feel much tension. We shouldn't feel tension at all, really. And so that gentle pull back in is almost just this reflex of the stomach returning to where it normally is. And then you let it drop again and pull that air in. So if I'm just going to like blow the air out, you know, even when I'm blowing, I'm not, you know, the stomach is going in, but I'm not tensing. So I think we do have to, as singers, we have to kind of guard against that tension. So Matthew, I would say if you're going to err on the side of it not being tense. How can I sing a mixed voice lighter? Hopefully, Kevin, that's answered. This is answered, as you've seen. A real simple way of thinking about it is don't push as much air. Reduce the airflow. That's going to reduce the tension in the voice. It's going to reduce the thickness of the chord structure. It's going to enable you to sing softer. What makes a singer a perfect singer? Well, it depends. You know, if you want, are you talking technically perfect, Or are you talking about, Johnny Cash being perfect? Or Tom Waite, or, Bob Dylan, perfect. Perfect is, to my ear, is different than perfect to someone else's ear. Generally speaking, I think that if you can have effortless sound production with a larynx that's resting at your speech level, and have a full rich tone that is accessing all of the resonance that you have available in your body, and that you have, so the technical, those are the technical things. You can understand what the person is saying, and then you add to that the emotion and meaning and feeling of the song, and you combine all those things with some beautiful music, then I think you're getting pretty close to perfection. So it's different for different people. But technically speaking, I'd say that's a pretty good start. Thanks for the live streams, Chuck. Thank you, Mike, I appreciate it. How does one develop a powerful high mix like Adam Lambert and Bruno Mars? My head voice sounds small as I go higher. Yes, mine did too. For a long time, I didn't have any power in there at all. And so I've found that one thing that we can do is, if you said, and so let's go right to the top of the chest, right at the top of the first bridge. Ooh, mom. I would try that exercise, something I've been working with. First step is you have to have release. It has to be free, it has to be easy. It can't be, ooh, mom, and squeezed. It's got to be a completely free, open, ooh, mom. And then when I go to the mum, I try and crescendo on each one. Ooh, mum. Ooh, mum. I'll go up to the A flat. Ooh, mum. Ooh, mum. And I try and get louder, not by squeezing it, but just by accelerating the airflow. Ooh, mama. It seems to recruit a deeper vocal cord participation. So it feels like the more air I'm sending through, that the more vocal cord starts to engage. And then it starts sounding big. And then pretty soon, there's no difference in those. They're all strong. It took a few years for me to get to that. Miles Apsia, hey, Power Sing, thank you for all the videos. Is there a technique for belting? Yes, I would like to sing R&B. I don't teach belt per se, but I have students who are doing a type of belt, and we're using the bratty neigh to get that sense. Neigh, 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 na, 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 no, 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 no. Neigh, 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 na, 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 no, 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 no. Neigh, 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 na, 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 no, 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 no. That's one way to do it. The neigh, neigh, neigh with a little bit of a bratty sound. Now, if I went even brattier, neigh, 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 na, na, no, 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 no. I get a pretty strong, pretty bright, pretty brilliant sound without pulling my chest. The problem with the word belt is that a lot of people just yell, and that's how they belt. And I don't think that's appropriate. I think you can get pretty much the same kind of coordination by doing that bratty sound without pulling chest. Kaka Silva, how to develop rhythm and timing. Take piano lessons, take an instrument, join a choir, listen to a lot of Frank Sinatra, Ray Charles, Natalie Cole. Those are all great singers who have a rhythm and timing. But in terms of your personal ability, take a jazz piano. Those things are going to really have a big impact on your timing and your rhythm. And so, I mean, that's the fastest, most direct way to do it. BHATT, innate voice ability starting to lose. Why? Innate voice ability starting to lose. It's so dependent on a lot of different things. Maybe there's some pollen in the air. Maybe there's smoke and dust in the air. Maybe you're tired and your voice starts to get edgy or scratchy, or the larynx is coming up, or if your body gets tired at night. So why wouldn't the voice get tired at night? Maybe you've been using your voice too much or a lot during the day, and so it tires out. Maybe there's inappropriate or not enough of a low breath, and there needs to be more support from the diaphragm. It's probably 100 things that could cause the voice getting tired at night. Is it dangerous to sing when you have a cold? Yes. Don't do it unless you have to. If you have to sing, then minimize it. Don't take the high note. Take a lower note. If you have a sore throat, cancel if you can. I've got some videos on my on YouTube here about vocal problems and things, and I think I talk about singing sick. If you can avoid it, don't do it. And the reason is because you can damage your voice. And I've damaged my voice in the past because I had a sore throat, and it was the worst sore throat I'd ever had. And excuse me, I missed one show, and the next night I was still sick, but I could hit the note, my high note. So I took 4 Advil and did the show, and I ended up getting nodules on the false chords, not on the actual vocal cords. Sounds like I have nodules today. I really apologize, but it's the way it goes. And so I would avoid it if you can. I would just not sing if you're sick. Of course, it depends. If it's just like a little mild cold, then that's one thing. But if you got a really bad sore throat, and that's, to me, the main thing. If you've really got inflammation on the cord structure, I just think you're going to set yourself up for some damage if you do it. Does Enrique do that? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I'm sorry. Thank you for a great answer. Thanks, Mike. Could you sing with the high? Could you sing with a high mix? Well, given I'm not sure exactly what you mean by a high mix. For example, for us guys, once you get through the bridge, in the bridge you have a blend of chest and head. But once I'm on the G above middle C, that's pretty much just head voice. There's not much chest going on at all. And so it's still, because I'm not in falsetto, I still have this fundamental connection to the bottom of my voice. So you could really refer to your voice everywhere. Unless you go into falsetto, you could refer to any place in your head voice as a kind of a mix. So if that's what you mean by a head voice or a mix, I would just say that's head voice. And it's mainly head voice because there's not much chest resonance going on, because the chest resonance doesn't go up into the head. And so the things that I've been doing today are pretty much a high, a head voice. And you can term it mix if you want to, but I would just call it head voice. And I'm not in the greatest voice, but at least that's connected. How do you sing mixed voice? You have to learn how to bridge. You have to be able to live with a split resonance. That is, part of the resonance, part of the vibration coming from the vocal cord hits the hard palate, that hard part, and part of it goes back and hits the soft palate, that's the spongy, soft part of the roof of your mouth, and and goes through up into your head, and also goes behind the soft palate up into your head at the same time. So when you're in the bridge, you've got half of the tone going into your mouth, and then half of the tone splitting off into your head. That's your mix. So if I said Mom, if I said no, 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 that's a mixed voice. Watch what happens if I don't allow that split. No, 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 no. I just have it hitting the roof of my mouth, the hard palate, the front part, and coming out, and it kind of splats. No, no, no. But if I say no, 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 you can hear that some of it is going up into my head. And I do that primarily by keeping the vowel pure. No, 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 no. Rather than letting the vowel splat go wide. No, no, no. That's what pulls that resonance down into my mouth, pulls the larynx up, and I don't have any mix or blend. So if I said no, 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 then if I start to open it up, it falls down, and I lose that mix. I lose the blend of the chest and the head voice. I think there's a question: is body exercise necessary to sing properly? Well, you look at Pavarotti. He didn't look like he was in that good a shape physically. I don't know, but he had a magnificent, singing voice and the capability. But generally speaking, I think the healthier you are, the better your voice is going to be. And so, just like anything else, it's all kind of connected, right? Has anyone ever heard? I've hurt my neck before, or I was doing some pull-ups and I lifted my chin up and it just popped, and it hurt so bad. It affected everything I did. It affected my speaking. It affected singing. I felt like I couldn't breathe with the diaphragm. I mean, it was all connected. So I think, generally speaking, the healthier you are, that is, and you want to drink a half a gallon of water minimum every day. You want to try and avoid the really spicy foods late at night because you can easily get reflux. And as you age, which is what's happening to me, the reflux seems like no matter what. So anyway, everything and anything you can do to stay healthy is going to help your voice. It's almost 3 o'clock. We've been going for about 50 minutes. I'm going to have to call it here. Really great questions today, you guys. Alexina, I'm a beginner. How much time do I have to spend to make my music good enough? It depends, Alex, on your basic kind of the gifts that you have. If it kind of comes naturally to you, it won't take you very long. If it's really a lot of work for you, it's going to take you a year and a half or so to get to the point where you want to perform in front of people, and anywhere in between. When I was coming back to this after like a 20-year layoff, I studied for about 6 months, and then I started auditioning for shows again. And but it took me a lot longer to like really get confident. But you can start doing things right away if it comes back, or if you can develop it pretty fast. But I would say in terms of practice, you want to just practice consistently every day, and at least 30 minutes every day. But it's more important that you practice every day than once a week for an hour or 2 hours or something. Okay, so I'm going to have to kind of just take a couple more of these. Oh, great, Dorian, thanks. Dorian said he's learned a lot from this, and then he realized I had a bunch of videos. So, yeah, there's a lot of videos. So dive in and have a good time with those, Dorian. Thank you for joining us today. Is there a special technique to sing highest notes, or is it the same as singing any note in my head voice above the passage? Yes and no. We make the pitches on the horizontal, right? The vocal cords lay here horizontally. So we make a pitch here, we make a pitch here. So there's not any up and down with pitch making. Ma 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 ma, or however that exactly is. So the biggest challenge for the high notes is again the bridging and allowing the resonance to shift up into your head while keeping the larynx at where you speak. And so that's the very challenging thing here. So again, the basic technique, the basic skill to be able to sing high notes is to learn to bridge. And so that's the biggest technique issue. That's the special technique issue. I have a question how you can sing rock soft. I have a question. How can you sing rock soft? How can you sing rock soft? Well, I guess it depends on the song, but the primary thing that happens is when we sing loud, it really tightens it tightens everything. It makes the vocal cords thicker and heavier, and it recruits the extrinsic muscles. And so there's a challenge with rock because everything is pretty hard, pretty driving, and fairly loud. So maybe that's why somebody just breaks their voice and just lets go and goes into falsetto or something. But I suppose I would recommend that the number one thing is you have really, really great technique, and that you don't push as much air. If you can reduce the airflow, then that would allow you to but maintain some intensity of feeling and energy and emotion. You could probably still sing quite softly and maintain the energy behind it by just reducing the airflow. Don't push as much air, and that's going to help you go softer without losing the whole thing. So anyway, those are pretty ambiguous because I can't hear what you're doing, but there's an idea. So thanks everybody for joining me. Appreciate you hanging around long enough to be here today. And hopefully I've learned something, that I just need to be patient with YouTube and not push buttons until they tell me it's time to push them. And that way I won't be starting late. So thanks for joining me. If you're new to Power to Sing, please subscribe to Power to Sing, the YouTube channel, and go over to powertosing.com. And there's a power test, a vocal test there. Take the test. You can find out your vocal type. Watch the videos on powertosing.com in the Knowledge Center about your vocal type. And there's free exercises to download. Those exercises will help you learn to bridge, which we've talked about quite a bit today or mentioned. So thanks for being with me. You can sing higher with beauty, confidence, and power. I'll see you inside the next video. I have one that comes out every Friday, and I try and do these. I've done them 37 weeks on Tuesday afternoons in the U.S. So about this time. Thanks. All the best to you.